found the Laid Off Lads podcast, where three average guys from Central Florida discuss anything but average topics and have all the time to do it.
Turn my lamp on.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Laid Off Lads podcast. One day after my Tampa Bay Lightning went back-to-back winning the best trophy in sports, the Stanley Cup.
How many teams have won back-to-backs in the NHL?
I think like 4.
10.
There
Flyers
was,
did it.
My
74,
sister
75.
my sister corrected Phil last night that the last team to do it was the Pittsburgh Penguins, 2016-17. I didn't know it either, in fairness. Prior to that was, I think, the 97-98 or 96-97 Red Wings.
Yep. Flyers, 74, 75.
70, yeah.
Oilers.
Oilers. How have the
Oilers.
Canadians done? I mean, the Canadians have like 50
10.
cups.
It might be the Canadians, but there was like 4 teams back when they were playing. Give me a break.
That's true.
Anyways, as always, I'm Ferris. On the line with us, we got Christopher Boyce and Phil Ngari.
All right.
How'd you guys do with the? Was it upgraded to a hurricane?
It was just off the coast. It hit a 1.
Elsa?
Yeah. I think
It was
eventually hit 86 miles an hour was the peak.
nice.
Some bitch of a storm.
It sucked. We got nothing.
Yeah. Well, we didn't. It kind of like puttered out. I talked to my mom though. I called her on the way home on Monday. I was like, hey, mom. You know, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I'm good. She goes, you going home? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you guys doing okay? You know, the storm's supposed to hit essentially Clearwater, Tampa, like head on. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm fine. Like, I turn up the AC in case we lose power and batteries and candles and everything else. And it's one of those things, like, as a Floridian, it's sad to say, but you know, you don't really get too concerned or do a whole lot until you start hearing words like Cat 3,
Yep.
Cat 4, and Cat 5.
Even then, that's what pisses me off about weather people. They don't know where the it's going.
This one, though, hold on. This one in
They
particular.
were pretty accurate.
They were accurate, like spot on with this one.
Absolutely were.
It's
I will
it's
agree
a
with that.
cat one.
In terms of the path and the projected path, they nailed it. I mean, it was 100% accurate, which is rare.
Congratulations. You got
Yeah.
one of 242 that's predicted correct. F***ing proud of you, West 2 News. Like, get out of here.
It's a National Hurricane Center.
No, it only got a Cat 1 because it was over the warm waters of the Gulf, or else it would have still been a tropical depression. It spent time over there, so that's it. I mean, yeah, you know, Cat 1 can still jack some things up and still harm
I think my flower
people
pot
if you're not
fellow.
prepared. Right, and flower pots are at risk. The casualty of flower pots is big nowadays, but it's just one of those things that, you know, you live here long enough.
We had 2 gas stations that were out of gas. I came home. I was out doing some
Really?
errands and grabbed some gas last night because my tank was running empty, and 2 of them were completely out. I'm like, this is bullshit. I mean,
Really?
just the whole hoarding aspect and the panic buying and for the hurricane that posed absolutely no threat to us this
No.
far inland.
And
To
hit
have
when
2
everybody
gas
was
stations be out of
asleep.
gas is absurd.
Yeah, and hit when everyone was asleep. It hit between the hours of like 3 a.m. and 6 a.m.
I slept great.
I actually woke up during it, but I don't think it was because of the storm. But I woke up and I just heard it. And I looked outside and I was like, why am I hearing more wind than what I'm seeing from the trees moving? Weird.
It's your creepy ghost friend moving around quickly in your apartment.
Yeah, no. We discussed that last pod. That was you bringing it into my place. It left with you, and then you passed it on.
This was the earliest year for the 5th named storm. The
Oh,
earliest
yes.
the 5th named storm has been on record.
I
What
was
happens if we
discussing that with somebody as well. I was like, if we're getting it in July, we usually don't start getting this stuff until August or September.
Yeah. So let's review real quick.
Okay.
The names so far. Out of all the hurricanes that have hit so far, we have Anna, which only hit 50 miles per hour, tropical storm, 2 days in the mid-Atlantic, and it just dissipated. So nothing. Bill started off the coast of North Carolina, drifted in the Atlantic, and died. Claudette, that was so far the most impactful. Also was the biggest in terms of category and reaching hurricane status. Claudette actually maxed out at like 46 miles per hour, barely hit tropical storm. There was mudslides in Mexico, and 14 people died as a result of. There was tornadoes in Alabama, the Panhandle of Florida, and then it sort of rode up the coast and died out. But there was 14 deaths. That was in mid-June, I want to say.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Danny absolutely did nothing, and then we have Elsa right now. So out of those hurricanes, based off of our previous predictions in Pod 17. Danny was the one we all sort of thought would be the biggest one in terms of damage, but that was the least impactful out of them all so far.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So I don't think
the one we all agreed on.
No, well, I think as we were going down the list, we all said, yeah, Danny sounds like something that would be kind of.
Oh, Danny boy. I remember doing that joke. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. Fred's next. Fred's on deck, but nothing out there right now in the Gulf or the Atlantic.
Yeah, I think we're in for a season. If we're getting names and Cat 1s hitting the state in July,
yeah,
that means there's something brewing. One. Yeah, we're
due for a big one.
Yeah,
I hope not. But crazy. Good Statman Boyce. I love it.
Statman.
We're only. What did you say? This would be Frank next or Fred?
Fred.
Okay.
Fred.
It's gonna be Rose.
What did I say?
Odette.
What did I say? I always forget.
You're Teresa.
Yeah.
Teresa just sounds like that's because Teresa's. I think my rationale for that was Teresa's at the end, which means that's usually an August or September one, which means that usually jacks up.
True.
So,
Rose is the second one before that.
Yeah. So
we all picked like latter ones.
Yeah.
OR&T.
Well, thank you for the Hurricanes update of 2021, Boyce.
Yeah. So I was reading an article this morning, just sifting through the news, and there was this article about the disparity between the number of hot dogs that come in a package versus the number of buns. So most hot dog packages come in packs of 10, and hot dog buns come in packs of 8. So the article was about why is there this gap between the two. So I was reading about it, and I guess like traditional ovens that make these buns come in trays that fit 8 buns. So they're sort of making newer ones that fit 10 to 12, but for the most part, the standard is 8. So that's why you get buns that are in packs of 8 and hot dogs in packs of 10. So as I was reading this, they had mentioned the National Hotdog and Sausage Council. And I'm like, what the is this?
How do we get on the board of that?
Yeah. So, well, hold on. So there was a link to this. So I'm like, I got to click this link. And it takes me to hot-dog.org, which is the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council. So on this site, and this is a challenge for all of us, there is a contest to become the Hot Dog Ambassador. So
my dream job right there.
Yeah. So the article says, by popular demand, the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council is again inviting American hot dog lovers and connoisseurs to compete for the coveted title of Hot Dog Ambassador. So you have to submit a brief hot dog essay to the council detailing why you're qualified to be the hot dog ambassador and why you deserve to be recognized by the council. So it goes into some details about what the essay is supposed to have. So the winners will receive a plaque solidifying their status as one of the select few official NHDSC hot dog ambassadors, a gift card for your favorite hot dogs, additional hot dog swag, including cups, wristbands, koozies, and the coveted Wiener Warrior t-shirt.
Yes.
We need that.
So the winners will be announced on National Hotdog Day, which is July 21st.
Oh, it's one day before my birthday. That is awesome.
So there's fine print that goes with this. And one of the bullet points for the fine print says each entrant, hold on, where is it? There it is. If you're selected as a winner, you agree that the National Hotdog and Sausage Council may publicize your name and likeness on its website. There's also a part in here about the media. By submitting the essay, you acknowledge. Hold on, where the is it? Oh, so if you win this thing, the media will be alerted through a national press release that will identify the winners. You acknowledge that the essay also will be provided to the media who request it for broadcast use. So not only will you win the Hotdog Ambassador swag and this plaque with your name on it, but there's media involvement with it as well.
I think they have to say that because when I won the Jameson Christmas tree, they like went through a bunch of legal paperwork and were like, your name will be released, and because I had to write an essay for that one too. That'll be released to the public, or it's like whatever. Like I got a Jameson Christmas tree.
So let's see if you can continue your reign as title of the contest.
Yeah,
the contest master. So are you guys up for it?
Absolutely.
Right after you write my letter of recommendation.
Hey, Boyce, you should be right after you write your bio for the
Never
website.
live it down. Never live it down.
That's brilliant, by the way. I love a good hot dog.
Me too.
I never put two and two together because I like the ballpark ones brand, I guess.
Yeah.
And those come in those six or eight. Those might be 8.
Those are no, I
They're
thought
8.
those were 10. Aren't those
No, I
10?
thought it was 4 I think those are 8 and 8.
You don't think that they have an underlying business proposal with like the bun company?
Oh yeah,
To be like,
oh,
Well, they said if you go ahead and buy 8 packs of hot dogs in whatever the math is, it says if you buy 5 packs of this and 5 packs of that, it'll eventually equal out to where if you're buying the same number of buns
it's a sales
to hot
tax.
dogs.
yeah, it's a scam.
I think it's 40. Yeah. 8 times 5 is 40.
Working on updated trays. That's a bunch of baloney.
Conspiracy.
Intended. That they've had 50 years to come up with a new tray. Like fucking Guy Fieri comes out with a new tray every week to sell on the damn shelf, and you can't come up with one tray that has exactly 10 buns in it. F off.
Well, how do you make your hot dogs? Do you boil them?
No.
Do you grill them?
If
Or do you
I
form
have
the
a-
out of them?
I prefer a good grill, but I broil them in the oven.
I only do
Mary's
that with
making them for the
sausage.
boys. We have one of those not hot plates. What the hell you call them? Sort of like a hot plate, a big one. So roast them on there. But my lazy ass, if Cameron wants a hot dog, I shove that in the microwave for 22 seconds and put it in a bun. I'm horrible.
Lazy asshole.
Yep.
I got speaking of Cameron, not your Cameron, but at work, our kitchen head chef,
Kitchen manager.
kitchen manager, thank you. We had a Cuban style hot dog on there when we first opened up. The thing was brilliant. This big like Frank hot dog with pork on it, and like just think of a Cuban sandwich, but add a hot dog in it instead of the other stuff. It was brilliant. I got it like once a week. She took it off the fucking menu. I like stormed back there and I was like, "What the hell, Cam? You know this is what I get."
Nobody else is getting it apparently.
It's like nobody else gets exactly her response. And I was like, "Seriously?" She goes, "Yeah, we don't have a hot dog here." I was like, "Damn it! I love a good hot dog. Just like once a week, I want a hot dog."
Yeah.
She goes, "If you buy hot dogs and bring them in, I will cook them for you if you want them." I get to take her up on that. But with this news today, there's a Publix right around the corner.
Will she make it for you Cuban style? So you still have the pork and all that stuff?
I mean, they're awesome. Like they're freaking awesome. They'll make it any way you want. I used to get like our Nashville sauce and have the pulled pork. that goes onto the Cuban style hot dog. Put the Nashville sauce on that first, and the pork. Oh, so good.
Do you like relish? I know relish is a contentious condiment.
Love it.
Me too.
It grew on me at first, no, but nowadays love it.
How about mayo?
Yeah, on a sandwich, not on a hot dog. I had for 4th of July. I had a Chicago style dog from Portillo's. Are you guys fans of Chicago style dogs with like the pickle spear and the
on the dog?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I've never had it.
Have you ever had like a Cuban a Chicago style hot dog?
I don't think so. No.
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 Go to Portillo's and get you a Chicago style hot dog.
What is Portillo's?
What's that?
Where's that?
It's kind of over by me now, so over, like SeaWorld area.
Okay.
So a traditional Chicago hot dog was topped with yellow mustard, chopped white onions, bright green sweet pickle relish, a dill pickle spear, tomato slices or wedges, pickled sport peppers, and a dash of celery salt.
You need like a sub roll for that shit.
Dash.
It's fantastic.
When did a dash become a?
I think it's an official
pinch
cooking term.
What the hell's a dash?
I don't know the answer to that.
I think it's a little bit more than a pinch.
Just throw it on the dash.
It's not a flare. It's like
dash in cooking terms. Adding a very small amount of an ingredient to a mixture, such as a dash of pepper, a sprinkle of salt, or a few drops of liquid. A dash is generally equivalent to a little more than 1/16 of a teaspoon or 4 or 5 drops of liquid.
It's a pinch. They're bullshit. They just keep making up cool terms. And
it's a pretty defined thing, though.
Yeah. Speaking of hot dogs, though, how about Joey Chestnut?
Yeah, what did he do? Like 70 this year?
74 this year, dude.
06.
He's like a fucking pelican.
70.
It's crazy.
Where the hell does he put it all? And can you imagine that guy? Holy crap!
The water element, though, is the biggest thing. If just 75, 76, 74 hot dogs just by themselves, how the hell do you do it? But he's dunking those buns in water. So just the excess water weight adds a whole other dimension to it, to where you're just like, how is he doing this?
He's doing. Have you guys? I'm sure you have had a Nathan's hot dog. Yeah. You eat about 10 of those, like straight out of the pack. Like they're not like a quarter, half pound.
Okay, but it's a bun,
Frank, or something.
It's the bun.
Oh yeah, no, it's the bread. But like, I don't know. You squish it up, and they're probably real thin ass buns, and they only come in packs of 10. So you gotta or 8.
I just want to see 74 of those blended to see how much it actually makes, and be like, how the hell is that in his stomach?
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
And the second place person had what, 50 something? It wasn't even close. I think
Kobayashi. Is he even relevant anymore? Kobayashi? I didn't get to watch.
He's in like the Hot Dog Hall of Fame.
How the hell do you retire?
Hot Dog Hall of Fame. You get a trophy for that?
Oh, 100%. You get a plaque. Like you're up on. He's probably the head person on what you were talking about.
Let me see.
Yeah. The Hot Dog Council.
Yeah, he's the majority shareholder of the Hot Dog Council.
I think that's Abe Froman.
How much do you think Kobayashi's net worth is?
Oh, he does a lot of contests.
725,000
guys. That seems accurate.
725,000.
Yeah.
3 million.
What an awesome human being. What? 3 million? How do you come up with that?
It's net worth. I don't know.
Each eating contest has prize money, and competitive eaters have specialized things. Like Joe Schmo specializes in shrimp gumbo eating contests, and this guy's corn on the cob. But I don't know what Joey's realm
corned beef. I know there's somebody that's beef. Like, you're like, what the hell, dude? That's
Joey Chestnut's 1.5.
I mean, like Kobayashi is like the Air Jordan of the hot dog world.
Was Kobayashi not in this one?
Correct.
I think he retired.
Let me.
There comes to a point where your stomach cannot take all of that. The older you get, your stomach cannot take what.
Well, he's not that old. I don't know. Hang on. How old do you think he is?
38.
Close.
Oh.
He's 43. But man, Chestnut had him on size. Chestnut is 6 foot. Kobayashi's only 5'8". That's where he got him.
I want to know the cholesterol levels.
What's their stomach capacity capability?
I don't know, dude. That the show Sports Science? I wish they did that on them.
Oh, true. That would be kind of cool. Or really disgusting. One of the two.
I don't know. Yeah, he stopped in 2014.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know it was that long ago.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So he would have been what?
Is that right? No, there's something in 2017. He did a taco challenge in 2017.
He got smarter. He got healthier. He went to tacos.
That's not healthier. Depends
on
on
hot dog?
tacos. What if it's Taco Bell?
100%. Well, it's if you get their meat or not. That's where it gets into question.
I don't know. I've been watching a lot
I wonder
of TikTok
if there is a
videos
Taco
lately.
Bell eating, because I think you would do well on that, Phil.
Are you a soft shell or a hard shell guy?
Soft. Only soft.
When it comes to Taco Bell, soft. When it comes to like T-flats, hard shell.
Hard. Yep.
Yeah.
Done. So Chestnut's 37 years old. That could have been your life, Fair.
You're telling me. I would have had like, I'm 6'6", 210.
Yeah, dude.
It's not about the size though in this competition. I guess it's like the conditioning of your stomach and intestines.
Yeah,
It's a whole
but
process.
in retrospect, you could have had a higher net worth if you sought out like a sponsor from Charmin.
Not wrong.
I mean,
Imodium,
that.
Tums.
to hell with that stupid little bear.
Get you a Tums sponsorship.
Yeah.
After I eat 74 hot dogs, I take chewable Tums for my antacid. Look, right there. Got
Bottles of it.
Start slurping down tons of Tums.
There's going to be no crowds.
Anything else from the news this week or anything? There's
just read no crowds for the Olympics. So Japan has barred all fans for the Olympics due to the increasing spread of the new variant of COVID. Can you imagine that? Spending 4 years preparing for something. Crowds are huge.
Yeah, but a majority of it is off of TV for the Olympics. Because the majority of people can't get to it.
Yeah.
So like NBC's like, we don't care. We're still broadcasting the rights that millions of people are going to watch here and across the world.
Still
Maybe
takes
not.
a toll on
on
the athletes and the mental aspect of it. I wonder if they have a backup country.
Too late now. It takes years and years for them to put the Olympics together. They have to have, like, what are some of these cities that have had the Olympics, like Brazil, where now there's just these coliseums of sport that are just left vacant because it was built for the Olympics, and maybe a soccer team played there for a year or two, and then they opened up their own stadium. Like,
that's
hundreds
like
of millions, if not
Middle
billions,
East.
goes into it.
That's essentially in the Premier League. West Ham, they're playing in the Olympic Stadium that was used during the Olympics and built for that purpose in London.
And now they're good.
It took a few years.
Took a few years, thanks to Lingard.
Anyways, there's been a lot of interesting stuff with the Olympics that has taken place. Between drug tests and turning backs on flags and
Man, that. I'm sorry. I know everyone on Facebook's like, she should compete. That. No. Rules are clearly stated on the goddamn piece of paper. Rules are stated. Don't do drugs.
In theory,
about-
weed doesn't do anything.
No.
In theory.
correct. And I think, I mean, I'll speak for myself and I'll let you guys speak for yourself. Should it be a rule on marijuana? Should that be a testing agent for them? No, I don't think it should be.
No. But
is it? But it is, and it's a rule. It sucks.
Yeah. Okay. But it's also marijuana use is not it's not just the United States. This is a worldwide thing. It's a worldwide rule. It is not just geared for the United States.
It's the Olympic Committee rule, right?
Correct. And everyone just keeps thinking that this is a race thing. And I'm like, shut the up. It's not. Like, follow the rules. It's as simple as that. The laws of the game, follow the rules.
If every other athlete has to follow that and adhere to that, and as long as every other athlete, if they get caught with that in their system, is suspended and not able to compete, then that's the rules. It's fair. It sucks. I mean, at our place in former place of employment, there were various rules on tattoos, on hairstyles and whatnot. Took years and years, but a lot of that stuff got changed because of the times. Who knows? In the next 4 years, will this be changed? Possibly, but for right now, it's we don't sign the paperwork that these athletes go through or what they go to, but everybody knows. I would assume all athletes know the rules and stipulations. No performance enhancing drugs, no this, no this, no this, and this, and this.
Yeah.
And if you break it, here's the black and white consequences.
Well, I give her credit too for coming out and being like, yeah, I knew it was a thing. I did it anyways. Yes. She gave her circumstances. And I think she actually, her suspension would have ended even prior to the Olympics, but the committee or the U.S. committee or the team, they
didn't pick her for the 4x4, right? She was
they didn't pick her for the relay.
4x4 relay, yeah.
Which is a shame. I mean, she's a hell of an athlete. So I hope she comes back stronger in another 4 years. She's still young.
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks, but it's one of those things you got to put your hand. I mean,
just follow the rules.
If do most people think about your car? Do most people when they're driving go 10 over the speed limit? I mean, when you drive, I'll sit here and I'll say, yeah, 100%. And if you get pulled over,
kid sitting in the back seat, he sits in the middle, and so he can see my speed, and it's one of those digital ones. So that son of a bitch, every time I drive, I will look for the speed limit signs. Like, Dad, speed limit's 45. You're going 56. I'm like, shut up. And so I turn it to the metric system, so it looks like I'm going like 120. He's like, dude, you're going 120. Slow down.
Did you just call your wife a bitch?
No, my son, a bastard.
Son.
I call him something. I don't know.
You just said a son of a bitch. So I mean,
that's son of a bitch. Oh yeah, I did.
But my point being, if a cop pulled you over, going 56 in a 45,
it's you getting caught.
You getting caught. Like you can't.
And if he asked me how fast I was going, I'd hear a voice from the back going, "He was going 56." My kid would rat me out.
Dive you out in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Even though I tell him all the time, nobody likes a rat.
Most times it don't get caught, or cops don't really care. But you get that one, it breaks the rules. You can't argue it. Sucks.
Or just find different coping mechanisms. Like I know her extenuating circumstances and everything, but it just growing up and how I grew up, like just stop. Like find different ways. Like I go for a run. Like find your own way.
I don't think going for a run for her is a coping mechanism.
That's her job.
Maybe that's why she runs so damn well.
She does run very, very, very well. Anything else in the news?
Yeah. The president of Haiti was assassinated this week.
We saw that yesterday.
Oh, that's nuts, dude. Yeah.
Well, it's not nuts considering the country. The country is one of the craziest, I always say the country's cursed. Like something's wrong with that country. It has had no stability ever. It's a total.
That's where you smuggled drugs into the.
I did.
Country, and then yep.
And I was successful in doing so, which goes to show.
Well, if it's a land that you can't grow crops on, if it's not a tourist,
it should be a tourist destination. If there wasn't so much corruption, it's such a beautiful country.
Yeah,
is it?
It's just too much corruption.
Before. Yeah,
it's nuts. So it got me thinking. This is a trivia question of the day. Can you name the U.S. presidents that have been assassinated? How many and who they are?
Kennedy won.
Yep.
Abe.
Yep.
Taft.
Nope.
I knew he wasn't. It just seemed like a name that would.
Taft died from diabetes. Come on.
That's what it was. Essentially an assassination to his heart.
Yeah. Thanks, Hershey's.
Assassination by diet.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's 2 more, aren't there?
Yep.
4 total?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I don't think I knew this.
And there's been several others who have actually been shot but recovered. Like Reagan.
That's who I was thinking of. Yeah.
There have been a
The
couple
actor?
other ones. Yeah.
Back to the Future there. What years? Can you give us a years frame?
1881.
Oh, good year.
Oh, Jefferson.
1901. No Jefferson.
No, I know it's Jefferson.
Did they have a mustache or not?
Of course they did.
Yeah, everybody did back then. Although no.
Oh.
Hey.
1901 did not.
I'd have to
Give
Google
me the
it.
initials.
Yeah, there you go.
Jeez. JG.
John Goodman.
Also diabetes.
Jefferson Grant.
No.
Jefferson Grant?
Oh, it sounds like a name from
It's
James.
James.
JG.
James, yeah.
James. Not James Grant.
But it is
Cartoon Cat.
Garfield.
James
James
Garfield.
Garfield.
Yeah.
Who assassinated him?
He was shot by some
Probably
dude
shot in war.
in the lower back. He had 2 entry wounds in his lower back, and they spent weeks trying to probe this wound to get the bullets out, but they couldn't get it out. So he ended up dying because they had no antibiotics back then.
Just throw some sand in it.
Some sand, some
But if the
salt.
bullet's still in your body, that's not good. And those weren't like
Yeah, those were lead back
hollow
then.
points. Those were like, yeah, those were.
Yeah. So the second one is W.M.
William Mayfield.
Got the first name right.
Yeah. William Margaret.
No, Margaret. It's a president.
This guy was shot twice in the abdomen and then died like a week later from gangrene.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
Hey,
You just deteriorate.
it sounds
Gangrene
like
of
a
the abdomen too.
it sounds like a bad one. Gangrene just sounds like a very terrible thing.
You cut off limbs if you get that on a limb, but
You can't really cut off your abdomen.
stomach. God, that's
Ooh.
horrible.
William Macy.
Why can't I think of the presidents right now?
I don't know. I can't.
I'm trying to think of the president's song. Like,
William
Oh.
McKinley.
Oh,
I knew that.
McKinley.
I knew
I
that.
had no clue he was a
Damn it.
president.
Yes.
Theodore
yes.
Roosevelt was shot right before he was about to give a speech, but
I do
it
remember
hit.
that. I
The
don't remember.
speech was so long that he had it rolled up in his jacket, and the speech stopped the bullet.
That's right. So who was William McKinney? What was his name?
McKinley.
McKinley.
How-
I actually
how long
won
was he
a.
president for?
He was president. It doesn't say actually. I don't know.
That was a question that I won a contest in my high school history course. Like,
That's a good one. I had no clue.
I don't know how I just didn't.
The McKinley one specifically?
Yeah. It was like we were doing like the trivia, like the Jeopardy question trivia game, and that was the final one.
We should go out to one of those bars that have trivia.
1897 and 1901. Good old William McKinley.
Hmm.
It's a good 4-year run.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was assassinated in Buffalo, New York, September 14th, 1901.
Place to die.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. That's what started the Bills' NFL season.
He probably had a belly full of wings and then got shot in the abdomen while he was sitting there having wings.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping onto off a roof onto a folding table.
U.S. went to war
WWE
against
style.
Spain. Global. I just want to find out. About the assassination. I'm more like, it's not like assassinations are obviously not good things, but you're like, What were the circumstances that led to the assassination?
Oh, I got
Politics? Was it a whack job?
William McKinley
I
was
think
greeting visitors at an exposition of Buffalo, and this guy named Leon, I can't even begin to pronounce his name, stepped out of the crowd, drew a gun, shot him twice in the abdomen at point blank range. He's a self-proclaimed anarchist. He was attacked by others in the crowd. He probably would have been killed, but the police rescued him. He was jailed, tried, found guilty, and was executed by the electric chair. His last words, according to reporters, were, "I am not sorry for my crime. I am sorry I could not see my father." So he was an anarchist.
Where's the Secret Service? Like, what the hell are they doing in this?
I don't think they were. I think
Service back then?
Secret Service implemented later. I read somewhere about that in the same article. It's a long article, but
all right. So what was the circumstances behind
Garfield?
Garfield, yeah.
Too much lasagna.
That'll do
assassination was a mentally disturbed man who stalked Garfield for weeks in a deluded attempt to secure federal unemployment. So he was arrested and
don't get any ideas, boys.
Executed by hanging. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
So that's how he got a hang of he got a hold of the DEO like that. I was on the phone with those motherfuckers. I woke up at 7:30 in the morning. 7:30.
You got on the phone with them?
I got through finally because I called them about 4 times a day, and I called them right when they open. I was on hold for 58 minutes, and they just disconnected the call. And I wanted to throw my phone against the wall. I was so mad. You can't get a hold of them.
Nope. So the Department of Unemployment is a huge scam right now.
No wonder the guy went berserk back then.
Good Lord.
It's probably even worse then.
Yeah, they disconnect you every time now.
Crazy. Bastards. Yeah. So what was the reason behind the Haitian?
Yeah, do you know the details?
I know his wife got shot too, but his wife survived.
He was elected to a 5-year term, and the first year there was a lot of contention and debate about it. You know, the voting was rigged and all this shit. So it went through the court system for about a year until they finally decided that, okay, it's legit. He's president. So according to him, that 5-year term would have started at that point. Mm-hmm. So he was currently at the end of his 4th year. But all these opponents and stuff were saying, no, the 5th year was that first year, even though it was in contention. So it should end now. But he's going, no, I still have 1 year left. So that pissed off some people and they shot him.
Killed the man for it?
Jeez.
Yeah. It's a corrupt country. It's all corruption, man. It's
storm the Capitol and just throw him out on the street. Like, why you got to kill the man?
Yeah.
Throw a good stone at him.
The assassinators were also killed. Like 2 days later.
By who?
Yeah.
The cops? Or by other? Or by their bosses?
Three Spanish guys. They all spoke Spanish, and they stormed his residence in
the Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria.
Santa Maria. Those are the names of the.
That's what they went by.
Good God. There's going to be so many good Netflix documentaries that come out with all this craziness. What was the one you were saying a few weeks ago about the guy that had to fly away but was caught on the plane? They wanted to land the plane. He's like, don't land the plane or I'm going to be jailed or killed.
Oh, yeah. The Russian guy.
Of course.
I don't know what happened to him.
Was it the Russian or was it Slovakia? What was?
Well, he was flying over, I think it was Belarus.
Belarus, that's okay.
That's right. Yeah. And they ordered him down. They ordered the plane down.
It was a presidential, or was a government. The government of Belarus ordered the plane down, right? It was like the first something, yeah.
Well, no. The Russia called in a bomb threat, saying there was a bomb threat with that plane,
that's right,
which caused them to make it land, force it down.
Well, did that guy end up dead, or nobody knows like what happened?
Nobody knows. He's in prison. He's in a Russian prison. So
he's
So he did end up there?
Yeah. Yeah, they took him.
That's one place I would never want to end up.
Yeah, there's been no update to that story.
Russian gulag. Say what?
There's been no update to that story, surprisingly. There's a story
you're not going to hear an update. There's nothing that's going to come out of there and be like,
it's true.
Hey, we treated this man with respect. He is still in jail. He gets 3 meals a day, and he's going to be a reformed man in 10 years. They're beating the shit out of him and doing all sorts of things to him. He's never going to see the light of day.
Yeah, it's like that American in North Korea. Remember that one?
Yeah, and they finally released him, and he was so beat up that he died.
He was brain dead. Yeah, he was brain dead when they released him. Just crazy. And they're like, we didn't do anything. Okay. Yeah.
He fell down the stairs. Bro. He hit his head on the door or something. Yeah. There's actually a criminal story that I'm currently following. It happened, I think, probably about, what day is it? Thursday? I think it was either this weekend or earlier this week on a golf course in Georgia where there was a Dodge Ram pickup truck on the green of like the 10th hole. And so the director of golf operations goes up to the green to see what the hell's going on, gets shot in the head, and the guy who shot him ran. So the police come to investigate. This dude shot in the head. In the back of the pickup truck are 2 other dead bodies.
Oh my God.
Who have also been shot.
What?
So they still haven't found the guy who did it. They don't know. They finally identified the 2 guys in the back, but they don't know why they were killed. So the golf director was just because he walked up to this guy, that's the only reason he got shot. So it was sort of a, hey, you're dead by circumstance. It was in Georgia.
Jeez.
Wasn't that Augusta National, was it?
No. I can't remember the name of it.
Somewhere close to Atlanta.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting. I keep looking at the news every day to see if they have any updates because it's a really odd story. One of the guys that was in the back, it was his pickup truck. But
sounds like a very cartel thing.
Yeah. But in Georgia.
Cartel reaches many states.
It does. Far reaching. The MS-13 is prevalent up in Maryland and Georgia. Or Maryland and Virginia.
Wow. The hell wants to go to Virginia for that?
I don't know. They're
stay off the radar.
Yeah.
I guess.
My word.
Got a new puzzle.
Hey.
Yeah.
What happened to the old? Like, how much did you win from the other one?
I still haven't done it yet because I don't have a table to do it on. I might actually do it today. I'm in like a puzzle mood. So usually after like my morning crossword, I try to at least read or do.
Go play shuffleboard with.
It's not shuffleboard. I enjoy doing morning crossword puzzles. I don't know why. Just sit down, have some coffee, do crossword.
Keep your mind sharp, I guess.
Yeah.
Today would be a good puzzle day. I don't know if you probably can't hear through the mic because of our nice mics, but it's like thunder and all sorts of stuff outside of my window.
I keep getting alerts for power outages around me.
Severe weather statement was issued.
Meh.
Yeah, it is what it is. Well, we ended with the Russians, kind of. Were the Russians involved in Georgia?
Oh, it could be.
Nobody knows yet. The dude ran. They haven't found the killer.
Country Georgia. Was there still a country Georgia?
Yeah.
All right. There's not a Yugoslavia anymore. That was dismantled.
No, that's the Czech Republic and Slovakia. That's how they split that up.
All right. Well, join us on our World History podcast, debuting later the month. As always, thank you all for listening to Laid Off Lads podcast. This is episode 21, Black Jack. Here we are. Boyce, before I end, you owe me something.
You're right, I do. The Bitcoin shirt.
I get the Bitcoin shirt. The Bolts winning the Stanley Cup.
That's right.
The best gift I will get. I will wear it with my officially capped, worn on ice hat. Can't wait.
Yeah. All right.
Next card night. Expect a Bitcoin shirt there.
Deal.
But as always, thank you for listening to the Laid Off Lads podcast. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. You can also see us on YouTube, Instagram. We have an account there. Facebook, we have an account there. And you can email us at laidofflads@gmail.com and then laidofflads.com at the website. You can submit any topics there. You guys got anything else?
Oh, no.
Thank you all for listening. We will talk to you next week. Be safe. Don't get killed by the Russians.
Thanks for listening to the Laid Off Lads podcast. And if you're hiring, well, you know where to find us.